Oh, hey everyone, give it a minute to see if anybody pops on here. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay. All right. There's a big delay over there. I'm trying to watch it on my computer too, just to see. Still learning the ins and outs of this live thing. The lighting ain't that great either on this, so hopefully it'll be better. There's like a good 20-second delay or so. Well, maybe not 20 seconds, maybe more like 10. I'm trying to get it so it's, let me refresh it, see if that happens. Oh, no, that didn't do, that made it worse. Yeah, now it's like a 20-second delay. Okay, well, anyways, we ain't gonna worry about it. We're gonna go with it. All right. Hope you all are having a fab. Oh, let me turn this off. Yeah, we're still at about a 20. Anyway, disregard all that. Just fast forward this if you're watching the replay. Get ready with me while we just chat on a Sunday afternoon and put my Seint makeup on that I absolutely love and adore. So if anybody wants any, let me know. Want a free color match? I'll help you out. But first of all, I am going to start with the Plush Prep Spray. This is kind of a primer. Use it afterwards as well to set it. And then you can just use it throughout the day if you just want a little bit of a refresh feeling. It's nice and cool, and I think it's got, I want to say it's got caffeine in it. I'm not 100% sure though, but it's got lots of good stuff for your skin, so it just keeps it hydrated. So start with that. And pro tip, keep your mouth shut when you're spraying it, because the last time I did a video, I was talking and spraying at the same time. It doesn't taste good, just FYI. All right, so that was the Plush Prep Mist. So let that soak in for just a minute. And then I'm going to pull out my palette. This is one of Seint's older palettes. I think it's actually when it was mascara. But I found it online and absolutely loved the design of it, so I picked it up. But they've got all sorts of palettes, all sorts of sizes. This is a 27, meaning it will hold 9 full tins in 3 layers, or any combination of like the full tins or the half tins, like the eyeshadow tins. So, but I'll have a little peek in mine here. This is what my first layer looks like. This has got my contour. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I'm going backwards here. This is contour. These are my 2 main shades, Sandy and Athens, kind of in between. Sandy's more my summer, Athens is more my winter. Not quite gotten enough sun yet to use one or, just the Sandy straight, so I'm kind of mixing them. And then my Aura is my brightening highlighter, aka concealer. And then I've got my, what is that? Oh, that's another brightening highlight. This one's linen, just in case you want a little bit brighter. And then my bronzer. And then I've got Xanadu, which is a combination of bronzer and illuminator together, which is kind of nice. And I'm actually going to underpaint with this one first, just to give me a little bit more color. Then I've got my rose gold illuminator, and then some balm. And the balm is great. That's where I'm going to start, actually. The balm is great, and I'm going to make sure those underneath my eyes, anywhere where you got fine lines, you want to make sure they're hydrated. That helps keep that makeup from settling in those fine lines, which is one of the great things about Seint is it doesn't do that unless you're over applying. So, or if you get too light of a shade, sometimes they'll show those lines. You get too light of a shade, so I'm going to do that underneath my eyeballs there, as you can see. All right, so then, like I said, I'm going to do a little underpainting with the Xanadu, just to give a little extra color and get your hair out of the way. All right, so taking a fluffier brush, dipping it into that Xanadu, and then just all freaking over the place. Just a light dusting everywhere you go. Okay, so the computer is finally catching up with me. Now it looks like I'm only about 2 or 3 second delay, which is cool. All right. Just giving me a little bit of glow, a little bit of extra color before we put that makeup on. What's funny is you wouldn't think it would make a big difference, but it really does. It's kind of nice. This is something you can do if you don't want to put a lot of makeup on and you just want a little bit of a glow, a little bit of a, not necessarily coverage, but it'll even out the skin tone a little bit. You can do this. All right. So that is Xanadu all over with a little fluffy brush. I believe this is my shape brush. You can see that it's fluffier, so you can swipe rather than dab, stipple, whatever they want to call it these days. So started with that. And so then I'm going to grab my smudge brush, which is one of my favorite brushes to put the makeup on where it's supposed to go. I'm going to dip into my contour here. The contour tends to be a little bit stiffer, so if you have that problem, just hit it with a, especially like if you're where somewhere there's lots of air conditioning or something, just hit it with your blow dryer for a couple seconds, and that'll help. So I'm just going to put my my contour all the way around here. Just right above those, dip in the cheekbone there. See how it's like there's the hollow just right above it. That's where that goes. You can make it, if you want to, you can also make it like a little V up to like where your temple and fill that in for a little bit more of a lift look. I don't ever really worry about it too much. Like if you're doing like a glam look or something, that would probably be beneficial. Down the side of my nose here. I made that a little bit too messy, but that's okay. We'll blend it out. It'll be fine. Underneath the lip. And then the jawline. You can use your fingers to apply this. You can use a brush, any brush that you want. It's really completely all up to you. You can put it in like a dotting motion. That's how a lot of people start out, as the dots. I think that's the easiest visual graphic to start with, but whatever works. Whatever works for you, do. That's what it comes down to. All right. So let's go into the brightening. I'm gonna grab some of my brightening and I'll show you where to place that. Which can go right in the middle of the eyebrows there. Pull it up a little bit to the down the nose, above and below the lip, chin. right there. Bring it up on your outside eye there. It's going to help give a lift as well. And then inside corners. And so if you have a lot of fine wrinkles and stuff, I'm starting to get them under here. You don't want to put too light of a coverage under there because that's just going to draw, the light color draws attention, so you don't want them to stick out. So I'll usually put some of my main shade, just kind of, and then blend it up a little bit into those, and it works perfect. Plus it covers some of the discoloration and stuff. And if you've got lots of discoloration or the bags underneath your eyes and stuff like that, we can color correct it and make it less visible to you. So, okay, so now I've got my contour, my brightening, and then so everywhere else I'm going to put my main shade. And so I'm going to kind of do both Sandy and Athens because I'm kind of in between both of those. So I'll put some Sandy, and then I'll go back in and put some Athens around it. This way you get the best of both worlds when you blend it out. Okay, Athens. It doesn't take a whole lot of this makeup to work well for you. That's another one of the big things that people do is overuse it initially. Once you get used to it, do it a couple times, you kind of get used to it, you figure it out. All right. So oh, there it is. I'm going to use my Pilot brush to blend her on out. And so start from lightest to darkest, supposedly. Just do it however it works. I've done both ways, but I'm trying to teach you the correct way, which really there is no correct way. Just blend it. And we are dabbing or stippling rather than swiping, because the thought process is that we are putting it, we are kind of smushing it in right where it sits. All right, so my June bug story, if you're stuck around this long. Okay, so last night I went to bed. Oh, it was probably about 1:15 or so. I went to bed, and my hair is really, perimenopause has killed it, but I'm trying to get it back, and it's getting better. And so I've done some research on how to make it look a little bit better, make it not so frizzy, that sort of thing. And one of the things that I found, a couple of things I found, was satin pillowcase. So I started with that, and that helped, but I wanted something a little bit more. And so then read up on bonnets, and like a satin bonnet, those are key. Get yourself one. And that has made a world of difference, along with using Seint's Cloud Cleanse form or cream. It's a little bit different than a regular shampoo, but it is amazing. It has transformed my hair greatly. So highly suggest that. But anyway, so get my bonnet on, go to bed. I'm sleeping. It's about 3:30 in the morning, and I feel something on me, like a bug on me or something. I jump up and I flick it away, or what I thought I flicked away, and it was not away. It was inside my bonnet, which there's no way it could have gotten in there except for 2 hours earlier when I put it on. And it's like, so that June bug did not move, stayed in my hair, taking a nap, or I don't know, hopefully not laying eggs or something yucky like that. So I jumped up and yanked my bonnet off and went and flushed him down the toilet. But he was there for a good couple hours, hanging out. Like I said, I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he was not welcome to be there. All right, so as you can tell, super easy to blend this out. There's your skin will warm it up. Oh, so pretty. I love that bronzer or that Xanadu underneath. Just really kind of evens things out and gives you a nice, pretty glow. So, but if you are a mature lady like me, and by mature skin, they say that's like 35 and up. Sorry, don't mean to burst your bubble. 52 here. But this makeup has done wonders for my skin. It doesn't dry out like traditional makeup does because it doesn't have any alcohol in it, which is fantastic. It has beeswax in it, which is fantastic for hydrating the skin. Look it up. You'll be amazed. All right. And this whole system's super quick, unless you're chatting like me, doing a video to show you how to do it. Then it's going to take a while. But no, but seriously, if you are in a hurry, you can be out the door in 3 to 5 minutes, just depending on how much you want to put on. If you want to do like a real light layer, you can probably even do it in 2. It just depends. And I have done it in 2. It just kind of depends on what you want, how much you want, where you want it, what kind of coverage you want. Obviously, if you want more of a full coverage, it's going to take you more than 3 minutes. It's going to take you that 5 minutes. But it's super, super quick. And it lasts. I'm in Texas, so it lasts literally all day in the heat. As long as you do it, use a good setting spray, I should say. And then, like if you're moisturizing creams and stuff, make sure they don't have silicone in them. That doesn't sit real well. And then also make sure that when you do your face routine, before you put your makeup on, that you're giving yourself time for your skin to absorb that, because sometimes that'll be an issue as well. But if you give it 5 minutes or so before you put your makeup on, usually you're good. I haven't ever had a problem. I think the only problem I ever had, and it was just recently, is I'd put some under eye cream on and I didn't let it soak in like I normally do when I went and threw my makeup on, and it kind of, not crusted, but made little pilling type with the makeup, and it was just like, oh. And I don't even think it was the makeup. I think it was more the cream. I think I overdid the cream and didn't give it enough time to set. All right, so those are the first 3. There's your contour, your brightening, and your main shade. And if you wanted to be done, you can be done. You could actually just put on your main shade and a little contour. You can do your main shade and a little brightening, whatever you want to do. Literally, the system is yours to make your own. There is no, you have to do it this way because I said so. It's yours. You paid for it. You bought it. You're an adult. Or if you're a teenager starting out, you're in control of your makeup. Let's put it that way. And so use as little as much as you want. So I've got a nice medium coverage going on. And so after I get my first 3 on, a lot of people will put their blush on as well with that first layer and then blend that when they blend their contour. I don't like to do that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's OCD, ADHD, whatever the case might be, but I feel like after I put I'm going to put my bronzer on now. I like to put my blush on after my bronzer because I feel like when I put my blush on before the bronzer, it does dull it a little bit, depending on how much bronzer you put on. So it just kind of depends. So we are going to go in with the bronzer now. If I can get my thing open. Grabbing that same brush. It doesn't matter if it's dirty. It's not going to hurt anything. And we're going to go into the bronzer now. So let me grab that. And then you just kind of dot it on in a goggle fashion. Basically, you're hitting it where the high points are, where the sun would normally catch you. You can use as little or as much as you want. It's completely and totally up to you. Some days I'm lighter, some days I'm medium. The other day I put way too much on, and if that happens, just keep blending. You can blend a little bit of it off. But this is kind of the normal that I do here. And the bronzer just gives you a sun-kissed glow. Gives you a little bit of warmth back to your skin, as to where the contour is a cooler tone. It's going to create those shadows, give you a little depth on your skin. Especially as we age, we lose that elasticity in our skin, and so the contouring and the brightening highlights and all those things, that 3D makeup brings a little bit of that youthfulness back to it. So, all right, there's my bronzer. So I got that on. Now I'm going to go into my lip and cheek. What's great about the lips and cheeks is you can use the same color for both. You can use different ones for either or. You can combine them, completely up to you. Today I'm going to use Jelly, which is no longer available. It was one of those free promos when you bought something, I think was it last year or something like that. But I do have a couple extras, so we might have to do a giveaway once we get to a decent number in my Facebook group. It's been stuck at like 43 people for ever. If we can get to 50, so go to Saddle Up and Shine on Facebook and join. And when we get to 50, we'll do a giveaway, and we'll make Jelly one of those. So Jelly is super pretty. It is a gloss, and so you just tap it over there. You can use brush to put it on. This one's going to give you a little bit of a lighter color. All right, and you just grab your brush again and blend her on out. With the blush, if you're like me and you want a little bit more of a lift look, up and out. And don't put it on the apples of your cheeks unless you want a fuller look. So if you want a fuller look, put it on the apples of your cheeks. If you want to, if you already got kind of a round face and you want to skinny it down a little bit, up and out on the back part there. Look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. And so I am then going to go in with my illuminator, which is completely and utterly one of those things you don't have to have. You don't have to have the bronzer. You don't have to have anything you don't want. Like I said, your makeup, do it how you want. Not your mama, and not going to hold your hand. Well, I mean, I will hold your hand if you want me to. Absolutely. That's part of the customer service you're going to get from me. Not physically hold your hand, but I will walk you through the steps. And if you ever have problems, whether it's today, tomorrow, or a year from now, all you have to do is holler at me. I'd be more than happy to help you out. So I'm going to go in with my illuminator. I am using Rose Gold, which is this one. You can tell that's one of my favorites. And what you do is you just tap it on the top of your cheekbone there. See how it catches that light? Isn't that pretty? And it's one of those extras. You don't have to use it by any means. I like how it catches that light. Some people stick it right there. Some will do on the top of their nose. Some will do their Cupid's bow. Wherever you want is where you're going to put it. If you want to put it all over your face, go for it. It's also, I've done it to where I put it under my makeup as well, because that's the Xanadu is an illuminator too. But the Xanadu is a combination of bronzer and illuminator. That's what I put on initially before we started everything. That gives it just a little bit more glow, a little bit more depth. But you can use that as well. So one of my favorite things to do. All right, so we got all that. Do we want to use Jelly on the lips as well? Or do we want to do something else? Let's use Jelly. What the heck? It's a pretty one. I got a fuzzy on my finger. And that's now in my lip and cheek. Let's clean that off. That is Jelly. Like I said, this one is not available anymore. A good compromise to it, if you do want something similar, would be Princess Bubblegum. It's just a smidge lighter, but not much. So, cute, cute, cute. Love it, love it, love it. So, All right, so that is the full face without the eyeshadow. We will do an eyeshadow here in just a minute. But just wanted to show you the finished product. And what's nice is you can use the contour and stuff as like a brown eyeshadow. Just don't put it on super thick, otherwise it'll it might crease. But like left over here, just real lightly put it around. See? And the other thing is if you are going to use eyeshadows, these make a great base to really get those eyeshadows to pops. So I went back over it with the lighter color, my brightening highlight. This way it settles into that. All right, let's do an eyeshadow look for y'all while you're still here. Here are the colors that I am choosing today. This is Dream, which technically is not available, but I have heard and may have tried it. I didn't check out, but it did work. That if you put, it's not on in the list of eyeshadows, but the other day when I tried it, it might be gone by now, I don't know. But when I put it, when you search it with the little search bar, with the little search icon, and put in Dream, it'll pop up and you can add it to your cart. Like I said, I don't know if it still works. I did, when I heard about it, I did try it and it did work. And so I was super excited. So I thought I'd pass that little tidbit on because this is a great neutral kind of brownish color. And then we're going to go to Ivy League, number 33, and then Aries. So let's do a combination like that. So let's grab our eyeshadow brush. We're going to dip into the Dream, tap, and then we are going to put that literally all over. And this is one of those ones that is super pretty just to wear alone. I mean, if you just want a little bit of a light coverage. This has been a fan favorite, an artist favorite. We brought it back for a very short time in a collection that they sold earlier. I think it was earlier this year. Maybe it was late last year. I don't remember right offhand. But it is gorgeous. Look at that. That's just pretty just by itself. This would be great for like the young lady that's just starting out. So try the Dream trick on the site, and the link is in my bio. So super pretty. Okay, so we got the Dream on. We're going to dip in to Ivy League. We're tapping, getting that extra off. And then we're just going to real lightly put it up over here. Pull it up a little bit. It didn't take much to get that color. This one's pretty potent. But it worked out just right. Probably could have gone a little bit lighter, but then I probably would have built it up. So let's see if I can do it a little bit lighter on this one and build it up, or if it's just going to do the same thing. Yeah, see how it's just a little bit lighter over here. But you just keep adding it. Pull it up under that hood. Gorgeous. All right. That fuzzy come from? Getting attacked by the fuzzies today, I tell you. Oh, it might have been from when I dropped my brush on the floor. Probably what it was. I need to probably get it all cleaned off. All right, so we've got the Dream, we've got the Ivy League, and then we are going to go into number 33 here. Real lightly, we are just going to kind of put that in the middle. And pull it out just a smidge. Don't need a lot of it. You can use a brush, but the finger kind of gives you a good coverage. Okay. It's in the middle and it's all shimmery. How pretty. Okay. So then, let me wash my fingers off here a second. Take your brush and soften that up real lightly. So those edges aren't super crazy. All right, and then lastly, I'm just going to take some of this Aries here. You can use your finger for it as well, but I'm going to use the brush. I'm going to put on this inside color. Just a little light to it. Brightening it up. See how that worked right there? You can put it in a little eye pocket here if you want. Show up a little bit more. But what's funny is I used to be scared of the colors. Not scared of the colors anymore. In fact, I'm using them all. Because I used to be nothing but a straight brown, dark brown, medium brown, all the browns, which are pretty, don't get me wrong, very, very pretty. But if you know me, you know I like bright colors and colors in general. Like that whole, oh, you can only do browns type thing. Heck no, do the colors. Do all the colors. Just a matter of not overdoing it and just kind of finding a happy balance. But look how pretty that is. Not crazy. It'd look better if I had a green shirt on, but I'm not going anywhere. We're just playing makeup today. So, but look how freaking awesome that is. Super, super pretty. So, Dream, Ivy League, number 33, and then Aries. Love that. And you can take, if you like it, if you want, you can take the leftover and go underneath like halfway. Or you can do whatever. Some people do their water lines with the eyeliner stuff. Like I don't really do that much anymore because I use the fake lashes, the Lashify system. So I don't really use any mascara on the bottom because it makes a mess for me. I'm not good at mascara. So there we go. And then lastly, got the brow gel. I usually forget to do this one until later, but we'll get them grandpa eyebrows under control. I like this stuff. This stuff is really good. I've heard great things about the one that goes in the tin as well. I've not tried it. I need to buy it and try it. What I do is I'll kind of coat them here first and push them up. And then shape them how I want. Just Starting to get a little bit unruly again. I have to see my brow, girl. But there we go. And then lastly, you can either use the Plush Prep Spray again, or whatever setting spray you like. I'm going to use the Fixate setting spray. I like this one. This one's really good. They've also got just a regular setting spray. That's really good too. If you get the setting sprays, the Plush Prep Mist isn't as bad. But the setting sprays, make sure you push down fully each pump. Otherwise, it kind of spits at you. So there we go. And so we are set. Sorry, not picking my nose, just shoving my nose ring up. All right. There we go. If you have any questions, drop me a comment, send me a message. Here to help. If you want a color match, drop the word match. I will get you the color match form. You can also go to my link tree. It's in there and do it. If you don't want any help, but you still want the makeup, you can click the link that takes you to my site, and there is a quiz there so you can color match yourself. So the other thing is they also have starter bundles, which is nice because it comes with a brush, and you can pick like the 4, the 8, or the 12, depending on how much you want to start with. You just pick the picture that looks like you, go to that level, hit the level, and then it pre-populates all that. And so, yeah, awesome. Like I said, have a great Sunday. Hope you all have a great day, and may there not be June bugs in your bonnet. Have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.